Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
All right, definitely. It's the midweek edition of Morning Spring from Western Spring Television, and it's my delight to say good morning to you wherever you are viewing us from. This is where to be. This is how we do it Mondays through Friday, and it's a pleasure to be back once again. Thanking you indeed for being here and welcome you to today's edition of the program, Morning Spring. And this is where we serve you juicy details, making the round from the dailies, and obviously quite a whole lot of them. We'll have to do that and get incisive analysis concerning some of the headlines from the dailies for today. And the conversation is definitely going to take place as well. Welcoming you to today's edition. Tunde Idowu is my name. You can check us out on our social media handles. Obviously, we are doing beautifully well. We'd love you to subscribe, like, share, and tell somebody about it. So somebody tells the other person, and it goes on and on and on. On behalf of the entire production and transmission team, welcome you to today's edition of Morning Spring. It's a solo ride up. Evelyn Ohiole putting things from the other side of the divide. Let's just take a short break right now. The papers are ready. Let's check out headlines making the rounds from the different dailies, and let's kick the show off that way. Welcome and thank you. All right, welcome back to the show. Here we go. Let's do this at this point in time. The papers are here, about 4 of them. The Punch newspaper, The Guardian, Daily Trust newspaper, Vanguard newspaper, and Nigerian Tribune, about 5 of them I have with me this morning. Let's just begin to check out the headlines quickly. But before I do that, it's my delight. It's a pleasure having Ladeji Alabi in the house this morning. Good morning to you, Ladeji.
Tunde. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Thank you indeed for being here. And quite a whole lot making the round from the dailies. For you as a person, what will be the major story you are anticipating in the polity today from the different dailies? What will be the talking point for you?
Well, today it's sad that these days we are predictable. You see that in the comfort of your room, you can predict this and this and that. Some of the stories, that will be coming up. But I'm looking out for a day that will wake up and over the weekend, through yesterday or thereabout, we had stories of how, our military men were being attacked, places being attacked by, terrorists and all. And it gives me this kind of bad feeling because a bit I understand what it takes to train, a military personnel, even if not a military personnel, an individual, the life of each and every Nigerian is very, very important.
So I agree.
I want to wake up to a day that we get to see a drastic reduction into this, that we don't get to anticipate all these negative stories and, we don't get to anticipate all these propagandas up and down from government, from the oppositions and all.
I hope we get it right. But then, for me, it was the Council of State meeting that took place, the very first of its kind ever since the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu took the helm of affairs. But then, let's begin to check out the stories making the rounds from the dailies. I will kick things off here from the Punch newspaper. And the big bold caption there says, FG blocks 83 billion naira protest funds, arrest political collaborators. And the writers associated to that story there says, government uncovers $50 million crypto funds, block 4 digital wallets containing $38 million. Police to declare foreign agents wanted, traces 4 billion naira to Kanu, Abuja, Katsina, political big wigs. Ladeji, it seems as if the end has not been heard yet concerning the protests that erupted in Nigeria from the 1st of August, where it fizzled out a bit before the 10th of August, which was actually proclaimed to take place. Here we are. We're hearing about 83 billion naira protest funds. Federal government blocks 83 billion naira protest funds. And I wonder, from whose account? Why don't we have names of who owns the accounts? Just as you're telling us, you have been able to block this account, this money at this point in time. Why is it difficult to name names? The accounts are not just dormant accounts. They are owned by individuals. I found 20 billion naira in Ladeji Alabi's account. I found why don't you just attach? Why is it difficult for the federal government to do this? Why this media trial?
Well, it shows, it's a pointer to only one thing today. It's all lies.
Oh my goodness. You feel they are lies?
It is all lies. Because, if the federal government truly is doing this to protesters, peaceful protesters, where are these energies when we have bandits? Do you know that bandits in Nigeria today have TikTok accounts where they showcase money they get from people?
Amazing.
They have TikTok accounts.
Amazing.
It is easy for the DSS, the police, to track people who are on a peaceful protest, but it is difficult to track bandits who shows their weaponry. So that's why I said the federal government is just playing to the gallery. If you want to, it is not a bad thing if you have any foreign intruder that is trying to come into your country. Name them, shame them. America will not come out and tell you if they will point out who they have arrested.
Yeah.
So I don't believe the federal government one bit. I don't. The Minister of Trade that we've never seen her come out since she got into the office came out to say Nigeria lost 500 billion naira because of the protest. How much did we gain? How much did we lose even before the protest? How much have we been losing? How much are we losing to oil theft? These are the things we should. So they can only say this. They think this is 1983, that people don't have access to much more information. No, you can't say all these things. If you know there are people that want to, sponsor, and that's why why is it that the protest in Osun went for, if not for the guys in Osun that said, okay, we want to stop because of Osun Osogbo Festival. The protest throughout the days in Osun was relatively peaceful. Absolutely. Why is it that the police, the DSS, could not identify those that were, attacking journalists in Lagos? In Ojota, Lagos, thugs were seen on video attacking News Central crew. In Abuja, the chairman of NUJ was arrested by a police officer, and he was showing him his ID card. I'm a journalist. Was he also sponsored? Is it not the right of journalists to cover, an event, be it good, bad? You should even give kudos to these guys.
Yeah, it's risky.
Because it is a risky job they are doing.
Absolutely.
But now you are coming out to say you've, identified, bring out their names. Let us see them. Even if you have them, prosecute them.
I think one of the challenges I have with this media trial is they always put the cart before the horse.
And that is why you won't see any. I told Femi one day on this show, and I think I've been justified, that the EFCC chairman talks too much. He said it. If he doesn't prosecute Yahaya Bello, he's going to resign. Yahaya Bello is a free guy now. But we run after the so-called Yahoo boys. We run after people that spray money. A guy, a commissioner in Kano State, 2 days ago, there was a revelation that he allegedly stole 10 billion naira local government fund. EFCC is not running after this guy. But a single guy speaks something about the government, you immediately get to track him. It is not that these people doesn't know what to do if they want to do their job. But let us run after the real criminals. That is when you send a signal to other people that if you're a criminal in Nigeria, there is no breathing space for you. But if we only go about attacking political oppositions alone, then countries around the world see us as unserious set of people. Bandits, terrorists see us as unserious set of people, and they keep attacking our people.
Thank you, Ladeji. Let's just move on quickly here. And just below that major headline there, you have the picture of members who attended the Council of State meeting there, chaired by Mr. President himself, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and you have former President Muhammadu Buhari, you have former President Goodluck Jonathan, Vice President Kashim Shettima, and also you have the Senate President Godswill Akpabio in that picture there. Below that picture, you have this story in blue captioned, TUC backs 5 million naira monthly pay for judges. I come back to Ladeji concerning that here. There wasn't a waste of time. There wasn't much deliberation about the 300% increase for judicial officers. Now, the Trade Union Congress is backing the 5 million naira monthly pay for judges. When it came to the aspect of minimum wage, there was dragging of feet, there was arguments and this, and 300% increase for judges didn't take that much time. I remember all animals are more equal. Some are more equal than the other. Is that the case here?
Of course, yes, it is. That is the case of Nigeria currently. Some animals are equals, but some will climb the hips and they'll be more equal than the others. Tunde, you will agree with me that relatively what we are practicing here is a government of some people, by some people, for some people. Because in reality, the minimum wage of the majority of workers that you go to the federal ministries, you go to the state ministry, they are the one doing the bulk of the job. You get to drag the federal government. No, we can't pay this. It is too much. There will be inflation. But we've moved the salary, the monthly salary of judges to 5.4 million, running to 60-something million naira every year. Will that bring inflation or not? Yes, it will. But should we take care of the ordinary citizens too? Now, even the minimum wage you are talking about cannot buy you a bag of rice. Absolutely. Cannot buy you a bag of beans if you choose to eat beans throughout the year. And this same set of people will pay their children's school fee. These people will go to work 5 days in a week, and you want them to be productive. No, let's stop deceiving ourselves. What is good for whatever is good for the other people too. If you want to increase the salary of your judges by 300%, 300 whopping percent, that's amazing. And you have workers, you are telling them, in fact, some states are saying they cannot even pay the 70,000 naira. And this same state, I'm coming to this same state, we have essay on urination and facilitation, essay on nonsense and ingredients, essay on happiness and madness, essay on all sorts of things, and they will buy them SUVs, 2024 editions, not 10 million naira SUVs. They will give them salaries every month. The essay will have PA. Go to the office of the SAs. You will see about 2 or 3 guys working within them. All these are from the government coffers. But the guys that really does the work, the people in the ministry, it is difficult. A particular state, even the 30,000 minimum wage or 33,000 minimum wage, they could not pay up until maybe last year that they were paying. We are not a serious people. We are not. And it is just the reality that Nigeria is currently not working. It's just working for a particular set of people. And that's why you see everybody now, they want to go into politics because they see it as the fastest way to becoming a millionaire in Nigeria.
Better become a journalist. It pays to be a journalist. And the red strip there says 16 confirmed dead in your multiple crashes. And NJC to select Ariwola's successor Friday. I don't know if Ladeji is qualified. And a bit to the top strip of the same daily, Punch newspaper, EFCC donates 50 billion naira crime proceeds to Nel Fund. NNPCL postpones Port Harcourt refinery kickoff 6th time. You made mention of something in your last submission that Nigeria is not a working country. This is the 6th time the Port Harcourt refinery reopening, coming to full functionality is postponed. The 6th time. What do you make of that?
Sorry, Tony. If you can make a bet on this, I can tell you that it will be postponed again and again and again and again and again.
That means we're probably not going to see that refinery working.
It's already becoming, another Jakuta.
Can't they sell off that refinery?
They won't. Femi, sorry, I don't know why I keep mentioning Femi, actually. But don't you know it's a cash cow for some guys? As a matter of fact, many of these guys are meant to be under lock and key because of the lies they tell us. Don't forget, a minister told us before they left, somebody that couldn't do anything about Nigeria here for 4 or 8 years they were in power, said Nigeria was going to start building our own aircraft. October last year, October 2023. This is July 2020. I mean August 2024. Even the Nigeria here, the current minister said it was a scam. Now, the refiner, they said they first gave a date, it will start. Another time they went to, it was later on we got to know. And Nigerians, easily when they push something to us, we get to celebrate. I said it on this show that it's a lie. The Port Harcourt refinery was not ready. It was after the show we got to discover that they went to borrow the gas they use in lighting, the whatever, just to show people that the refinery was working. And here we are today, 6-7 months after. We keep postponing, and you keep spending money on this thing.
Yeah,
it's a shame on the NNPCL, it's a shame on the federal government and everybody involved in this. And they are just using this to scam Nigerians, to take away our money, to spend our money on unnecessary things.
Wow.
If Dangote in less than 20 years can build a working refinery, one of the biggest privately owned refinery in the world, then the federal government should cover eyes in shame that a private individual. Today, Malta is an island nation in Europe. Malta has a working refinery.
Yeah, you remember what the accusations, the allegations. Of course,
yes. Malta has a working. The total. If you put Malta inside Lagos doesn't have landmass like that. If you put Malta inside Ibadan will swallow Malta.
Yeah,
and they have a working refinery, and a whole of Nigeria which claim ourselves as the giant of Africa. Angola over there has refinery. Nations in Africa have theirs. But Nigeria, with what we are producing, we don't have functional refinery. And we keep on budgeting money for all these things every year. And we don't have money to spend on roads. We don't have money to spend on healthcare. We don't have money to spend on education. And small time, if the government want to talk, we've earmarked 5 billion naira for student loan. It is not the same thing you earmarked to build the house of your vice president. 21 billion naira to complete a project that is already at 75% level of completion. It's a shame on all of them.
And quickly, looking at the last story. Okay, not the last though. 4.2 trillion naira foreign MOU signed under Tinubu. That's a report there. And just below that, FG unveils plans to bring back 12,400 jackpot doctors. Are they willing to come back here? 109 senators earn 1.4 billion naira monthly. Those are the headlines from the Punch newspaper this morning. And quickly, I go to the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper has this big, bold caption on its front page. National Health Insurance Act. 2 years after, states under enroll as 90% Nigerians still pay out of pocket. 2 years after, states under enroll as 90% Nigerians still pay out of pocket. So why did you bring the NHIS Act at that period? Reps upbraid WAEC for failing to account for 5 billion naira calculators. Benue farmers panic over persisting drought. Not just you in Benue, we want the rain as well. The farmland is not cultivatable. Chairman affirms 26 embattled Rivers lawmakers as APC members. Chairman affirms 26 embattled Rivers lawmakers as APC members. 16 died, 17 injured in Ibadan multiple road crash. So sad. And customs. Nigeria's food imports surged 95.28% to 920.54 billion naira in the first quarter of 2024. Manufacturing FMCG firms posts 25% YTD losses as demand plummets. All right. OBJ, IBB absent as Buhari, Jonathan, ex-leaders pass vote of confidence in Tinubu. Okay. EFCC stakes 50 billion naira in Nel Fund once against abuse of funds. All right. Those are the headlines also from the pages of The Guardian. And quickly, let's just see what Daily Trust newspaper is saying at this moment in time. Nigeria wasting rice, yam, fish amid food crisis. Nigeria wasting rice, yam, fish among food crisis. That's a report there. And just below that, there is a picture of people during the State Council meeting chaired by Mr. President yesterday. 28 killed in Oyo Ogun road crashes, and ex-senator earns 1.063 million naira monthly. That's credited to the AFC revenue mobilization. They're the ones talking about that. And Tinubu approves 300% pay rise for judicial officers. We just spoke about that. And it didn't take time before they could do that. Wait till 2027 if you're not satisfied with government. That's credited to Council of State during the meeting they had yesterday. All right, let me quickly move to the Vanguard newspaper at this point in time. The Vanguard newspaper has this big bold caption in front of it that ballooning operating costs. NCC stakeholders kick as telcos threaten service outage. Na begu. Writers associated to that story says telcos threaten to adopt load shedding formula in telecom service. NCC kicks says subtle threat, wrong approach to tariff hike campaign. Subscribers will hold regulators accountable if load shedding happens. That's credited to NatComs there. And the picture there still speaks volume. Former President Muhammadu Buhari and former President Goodluck Jonathan at the Council of State meeting there yesterday. But the headline concerning that says, hunger protest, attempted regime change. Hunger protest, attempted regime change. That's credited to the Council of State. Conflicting report here. Some say 28, some said 37. 37 died in Oyo Ogun auto crashes there. Okay. Below that, protest. Time to tell ourselves truth. Sule tells northern governors. And what could that be? And let's go to the top strip of the same daily this morning. Dangote Refinery. Why we reduced our stake to 7.2%. That's credited to NNPCL. You want to know, please check out the Vanguard newspaper concerning that. Onayeka to federal government. Neglect of youth. Ticking time bomb. That's the Anglican bishop floored the federal government's insensitive handling of the End Bad Governance protest. Nigeria will use climate change crisis to reshape economy. That's credited to President Tinubu there. And I asked Ladeji, Nigeria will use climate change crisis to reshape the economy. Which of the economies? The Nigerian economy.
Of course, yes.
That is in a porous state. Probably, if we get to what the detail of how they intend to do that, we'll probably get a clear picture. Or what do you make of that?
Well, I think our leaders just need to go beyond the rhetorics. Just let me say things so that people can hear me speak. They need to go beyond that and go into action. So, at COP19 or whatever that they went to, Nigeria went with the highest number of delegates, and now we have climate issues. Some of the, in fact. Nigerian youth, they will ask questions. They ask one of the people that went with the president then, okay, so we have this crisis currently. Provide a solution. Let us just know the idea. She couldn't come up with anything. These are the issues. We don't just come out to say, okay, so we will use it. What are the plans? What are we going to do? What have you been doing? It is more, and I don't like the fact that we make these very silly excuses for our leaders. Oh, he just got there 2 months ago. He just got there about a year ago. A serious leader, the moment you get there, you set the tone. You don't just show people, you don't just tell people what will affect them. You show what you are doing. Go and check Argentina. See the steps the president took. Argentina is relatively going off inflation. The president of Senegal, the young guy, is doing something very good with that country that the people are seeing the effect. See, if you have to keep telling people this is what we are doing, it means you are not doing anything. People themselves will be the ones to tell you, we've seen his hand in this, we've seen his hand in this, we've seen in that, hands in that. But people are kind of hungry, and it's a shame that we come out, you know, to politicize everything. People are hungry. You could see people literally hungry. And the Council of State is coming out to say it's a politically motivated. Is it politics that makes Yalatat or Aleko of the market couldn't sell what he brought to the market? Is it politics that makes people out there in Obaile, in Otonile, in Ili, that they can't feed themselves? Do you know how many Nigerians go about every day? Today, try it. Drive yourself down to one of the major roads in Osogbo, park and stretch your chair. In the space of 10 minutes, you see how many people come to you to beg you for money. Do you think it's a joke? Do you think all these people are lazy people? Go to your social media platform. You see how many people come to your DM to beg you for money. Do you think it's all of them that are lazy? How many of them has the government employed? How many of them are there? How much has the government empowered the private sector to employ all these people? And they come out to say all these things on TV and because they are part of the even if everybody is coming to pass a vote of confidence on Tinubu, it's not somebody like Buhari that spoiled this country for 8 years.
And lastly, from the world of sports, from the Vanguard newspaper, Paris 2024 Olympics, Chukwumerije admonishes athletes to focus on Los Angeles 2028, Brisbane 2032. We went, we saw, we didn't conquer. Not a bronze medal.
Well, we conquered.
Oh.
Yes, we did. We went to show our shame. It's a show of shame for us. Today, at least I've been following Nigerian sports for a few, like two or more decades now. And it's the same rhetoric. I heard the Minister of Sports come out to say the preparation for the next Olympics start now. I said, you are lying, sir. Because the next Olympic, you will come back and say the next Olympic. I've been hearing that thing for more than 4, 5, 6 Olympics. And now it shows, you know, I was asking myself, we have Nigerians that represented other nations. The Nigerian represented Germany. Some Nigerians represented America. Some represented Greece. And these people went back with medals. Good medals. But here in Nigeria, we took athletes to Olympic, that we couldn't get him a bicycle to do cycling. It was the German team that borrowed us a bicycle. And we are saying we cannot win anything. And it is not about the athlete. Those guys are good. Those guys are good. If you imagine that somebody in the National Sports Commission forgot to register an athlete for a game she had qualified for. By now, the Minister of Sport, the people in the National Sports Council should have been fired if they fail to resign. But it is Nigeria. They want to stick and they want to put the blame on the athletes again. It's a shame on all of us that we went there, we sent those people there to embarrass them. But, you know, a lot of people have been encouraging them. It's a game of, you know, it's athletics and you can switch allegiance to other nations. If you have other nations that will take care of you, please go. Because this same Nigeria, we've gone to a particular game that our athletes were seen washing their, you know, their track jerseys. It's a shame on us as a nation.
After spending 9 billion naira to take them
to private pockets.
Oh, goodness.
How many of those money go to those athletes? Many of those guys, you just see them as a patriotic person that choose to, because all this like of Ezene, Kalu, they had the opportunity to choose to play for America, Australia, some of the countries they are in Europe.
Even Toby Amuson.
Toby Amuson could have switched allegiance. But they chose to say, we are coming back to our father's land, and this is what we give them in return. It's a shame, man. That's why most times I don't blame these guys. Because the kind of attention they see over there is not what we are giving them. One minister will just sit down in one office and cross his leg and think it's just about writing epistles on Twitter. No, that's not the way to go. You see people doing it. And that's why I'm always a fan of put a round peg in a round hole. You go and put a barrister in the Ministry of Sport. He will not do anything. He doesn't know it. Go and put a barrister in Ministry of Education. He doesn't know it. Yes, he passed through school, but he's not an education administrator. There is a difference between the two. But you say, okay, let me just put there just to have political correctness or whatever. This is the result we keep getting. So that's why I said the next Olympic, the same thing will happen. The one after, it will happen. The one after, until we put our houses in order.
I just hope that house will be put in order before it collapses. Quickly, let's just check out other headlines from the pages of Nigerian Tribune this morning. Just move quickly once I've taken that. Some of them are relatively common to each other. Constitution review. Reps move to reduce cost of elections. The writer there says push for conduct of all elections in 1 day. What do you make of that? Push for conduct of all elections in 1 day. Does that not save cost?
Well, so make we no kill INEC here too.
isn't that better?
Let's begin to tell ourselves the truth. Make we not kill INEC.
Is it not an aspect where they should get more ad hoc staff or more staff?
INEC, we spent over 300 billion for the last election. Now, aside the money European Union gave us, can you boldly go out and say that was an election?
But we have everybody in place.
We know we have what the judiciary has announced, whatever. But can you boldly go out there and say that was an election? An election we spent over 300 billion. South Africa didn't spend up to that. Now, even in that election, the off-cycle election that we had in Kogi State, 8 a.m. before election started, we started seeing results. And shockingly, Femi, INEC did not even give us a sense of, oh no, we are smart people. The same result that we saw in the morning was what they announced in the evening. And you want INEC to conduct both the presidential, the House of Rep, don't let us go back to 1842. I think it's a good thing if we can reduce cost of elections, see what we can. But to bring out because apparently you will see a lot of places the election will not happen that day. And INEC will go ahead and announce the result. And they will tell you go to the courts. And it is not my handwriting. You saw the report that came out about a month ago that the judiciary tops the list of the people that took bribe in 2023. The highest bribe in Nigeria. So do you think people will have faith in such a judiciary? And INEC will tell you, go to court. Let us go to court. And people will spend money. Judiciary will choose to see what they want to see and choose not to see what they want to see, irrespective of how good the evidence is. So that's why I'm saying, even people that were saying, let INEC be conducting the local government. No. What we need to do is to let the systems work right. The states should conduct their own local government elections. But if the national is bad, you can't put the blame on the states. INEC is as bad as the CX. Let's tell ourselves the truth. INEC is as bad. The governor choose the CX chairman in the state. President choose the INEC chairman in Abuja. And most of them do the biddings of the people that choose them. So if you are putting the blames on the CX, put also blames on INEC.
But for me, what's wrong if we begin to practice digital voting, online voting? The United Kingdom just had an election.
When we want to compare ourselves in nations, it is too far that we start comparing ourselves with places like United Kingdom, Canada, and America. These people are about 1,000 years ahead of us. Let's go to South Africa. They are our African brothers. Let's go to Rwanda. Let's go to Senegal.
Senegal just a few months ago.
So let's go to those places. All those places you are mentioning. As a matter of fact, most of these countries you are telling, democratically, they are going ahead of us. Because the country just concluded their election over the weekend and you didn't hear any shout.
Honestly.
And you said you want to go digital. The same INEC that promised, the chairman was saying on video, promising, no, the result will be transmitted live. And at the court, INEC came back to say, no, it was just, and the court said, no, it was just something. I've forgotten the terms they used. And INEC said there were glitches that day. Glitches to conduct 11 of less than 20 million people. Because the people that actually came out to vote was less than 20 million. And there were glitches. You saw some of the results INEC used in announcing the winner. Mathematics solution table. Passport photographs of people. Mutilated results. And we took that to court and the court said, no, it's fine. Go ahead with it. See, we have to settle some things before we move. Why can't we reform INEC first? We can borrow systems from some places where they don't just allow the president to choose who the INEC chairman is. It is like a body of independent people alone. I mean, on their own. And when they choose who the chairman is, you don't owe allegiance to the president or anybody. You owe allegiance to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Not until people running our system understand this, that your allegiance doesn't stand with the president. It stands with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Then that is when we start getting things right. But the moment, I must do the bidding of the chairman, I must do the bidding of the governor, I must do the bidding of the president, then we are not going anywhere. If we like, let's spend 1 trillion on election. This sham is what we are going to keep getting.
Nigeria is about 64 years by October.
Of course.
And when I look back at all these challenges, by now, shouldn't we be on a stable platform?
Normally.
A 64-year-old man.
As a 64-year-old, at least you'll be even getting set to round up things on heart to go back to where you came from, as a matter of fact. But, you know, at 64, I'm not sure we are crawling yet.
Not to even talk about walking.
Today, if you check the political history of Nigeria, you find it more disturbing that at a time during the years after our independence, during the rise of the Asian Tigers countries, the Singapore, Malaysia, all these countries, Nigeria was actually part of the country the world was looking at that this is the countries that will come and run the world. These are the countries that will come and rule the world. This is the country where we have potential. But here we go. Because of bad system, I tell you for free, Femi, it is not Nigerians that are the bad people. We are not just blessed with good leaders. Because I can mention Nigerians that are out there ruling the world, doing so well. Both of any tribe, the Hausa, the Igbos, the Yoruba, the Tiv, the Efik, all of them are there, doing very well. But why is it that when our people are in this country, Nigeria, they are not doing well? Go and check Philip Emeagwali, one of the guys running the tech system in America. He's a Nigerian. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is there at the World Trade Organization. She's doing very well. There is a brother from Kano State doing very well in
just like Ladeji, Alabi.
Why is it that when people are in Nigeria, they are not doing well? Then we need to ask ourselves that wonderful question.
We have to go. We have to go. Thank you so much, Ladeji, Alabi.
Always a pleasure.
Always a delight having you join us on this show. And don't worry, we'll push you to the front. You'll lead us, and you'll get it right.
No. I'm not prepared for that yet.
All right. Moving on this morning, the conversation is about to begin at this juncture, and we will definitely delve into what is happening with the local government primary elections. There's been fight for candidacy, which people are thinking, is this not threatening the peace within the ruling party, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, right here? We'll be talking to that issue on the show, on the conversation, right after this short break. Please stay with us.